Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Very excited to be here with you today. I do apologize if you can hear my dog chewing his bone in the background. I'm really enjoying not having to be on my computer or in my office to record these episodes. It kind of also means that I can kind of be wherever I want to be, which I thoroughly love. So I'm currently sitting at my kitchen table. That being said, I wanted to talk really fast about why it's important to celebrate the small wins. So today on my group coaching check-in, I have a client who had a really big win this week. And I want to start out with saying that even the small things for us are big. And we really need to be celebrating those little things and making them a big deal. It's how we kind of stay in this game. So many of you are looking for that motivation and that dopamine hit. That is the motivation, quote unquote, that I don't believe exists, but it is. I call it more momentum, right? That being said, that is what we're looking for, that it gives us the dopamine hit. And I want to read this to you because this is exactly what she put. The very, very first thing that we do is we celebrate a win, like something great that happened. It doesn't even have to be nutrition or, fitness, health related. It could be anything. It's just saying, first, share with me something positive that happened or what worked really well since the last check-in. So this could be anything. And the very first thing she put on here is sounds small. Sounds small, but I went all week without eating out. For me, this is huge. I planned my meals and it really helped me stick to the plan and not take the easy way out. Now, the first thing that she did, and we talked about on the call, was minimizing her win. Sounds small, not a big deal. Like everybody else can do this, but I can't, right? Instead of going, I went all week without eating out, and this was the ginormous, biggest fucking win ever. And I did a dance, and I patted myself on the back, and I was like, oh, go, 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 right? And the very first thing she did was minimize it. Sounds small, right? But for her, it's not small. For her, it's very, very big. For her, it's very large. And the first thing that we do is minimize that win. And she is not alone here. So many of us do this. So many of us do not celebrate the little things enough, or we don't celebrate them big enough. If you guys are looking for your motivation and your little dopamine drags, that's what you're going to have to do, right? Here's a prime example. Last night, we did family dinner. We do family dinner every single Sunday, okay? Every single Sunday we do family dinner. We haven't done family dinner at my mom and dad's a lot recently just because our families are so big. I don't know how they housed all of us when we were children, but somehow it worked. But it's like now that we all have families and our families are having families, like my oldest niece is 25, 26 years old, and she is dating another man that has two children. And so it's like our family's big. It's a big family. And so typically on days where it's going to be a minimal amount of people attending, we will go to my mom and dad's house. Well, going to my mom and dad's house also means going and having the same comfort food that we had growing up. And my mom makes it very well. She makes homemade mac and cheese. She made some tuna noodle casserole. Like, it was phenomenal. It was delicious. And while I love mac and cheese is not a meal, right? So for some reason, I can't eat tuna anymore. I used to put tuna in like my Kraft mac and cheese when I was growing up, and I used to eat tuna noodle casserole all the time, which would be great because tuna has quite a bit of protein in it, and that would have been fine for me to have as a protein source. The problem becomes is the fat content is extremely high, which means the calorie content for me is extremely high. Anyway, long story short, I brought my own food. I made a salad. I did have 3 shells or like a little bit of that homemade mac and cheese. And I did do that, right? But I brought my own food. I made a salad. I was like, this doesn't align with my goals. Like, I need something that's either going to be a little less in fat, a little less in calories, or I need to be able to beef this up, like, I don't know, have a rotisserie chicken or something, or bring something that I could beef it up with. The problem is that I really love mac and cheese. I really love my mom's mac and cheese, right? So I could minimize this win and just be like, yeah, I know it's not even a big deal. I just have to, I brought my food to stick to my goals, like womp womp. I didn't even get to eat anything that I loved and enjoyed, which isn't true because I did have a little bit of that mac and cheese. The point that I'm making is I internally celebrated the win. I celebrated the fact that I stuck to my shit. I said I wasn't going to go ham on the mac and cheese, and I ate my salad, and I had 3 little shells of the mac and cheese, and it was fucking delicious. And I was like, Sarah, you had enough. Don't go back. There was a part of me that was kind of like, you didn't even need that. But then it was like, okay, but I was able to just have what I had, and I can move on, right? I didn't have to go back for more. So it's minimizing that win that would be like, oh, see, next time, just do it. Now, there might be other moments in which I would do that, in which I would just eat the mac and cheese or bring a side of chicken, right? But in this moment, I have to be really, really on it. And if I can't be on it, then it's not for me. And I have to set that line. I have to set that boundary, right? So even my client had made a comment at the fact that this week was hard. There was Easter. There was stuff in her, at her job that was brought in that, she was like, holy hell, this was difficult for me. Like, this was hard for me to maneuver. What did she say exactly? What challenges you encounter this week that impacted your nutrition? Working a lot this week does make me want to take the easy way out and just getting something quick to eat instead of packing the food. Also, there is a lot of temptation in the office at my side job, donuts and Easter candy. Boom. Okay. This is real life. These are real people that I help every single day. Every single day. Right? Every single day. And right here at the very end, I'm feeling really proud that I made it the entire week without eating out. This is simple for some, but I usually get lunch out at least 2 days a week plus dinner a handful of times. I'm taking my nephew out for his birthday tonight. Other than that, my plan is to eat home all next week as well. The fun part is that by sticking to the plan, the Saturday night dinner out doesn't matter. It's null and void. And she gets to spend quality time with her nephew. She gets to go do something that she really loves and enjoys with him and still live her life, right? How would she have felt like, I didn't stick to my plan all week and now I'm going out for dinner, and then the cycle continues, the self-sabotage, right? I will say this last week on our group coaching call, we had a heart-to-heart. It became why are you here? Why did you choose me to coach with? Because those are hard conversations that need to be had. And she literally was like, I'm so glad that we had that conversation because it prevented me from going and doing off my plan. Now, I also want to be super clear. Never once have I told her, you're not allowed to eat out. You can't have, don't go, etc., etc. You don't eat the donuts. They're really bad for you. I've never once said that to her. It's the line that she is drawing in the sand for herself. And then it's the promise that she is keeping. That is the motivation that you guys keep looking for, that you guys keep striving to gather, and you can't find it because you can't keep one promise to yourself. And you think that the next fad diet or that this thing over here is the thing that's going to get you there. And you want to know what it is? It's what she just did. And maybe yours isn't eating out. Maybe you don't have a problem eating out. Maybe that's not an issue for you. Maybe yours is not being consistent with the gym. Maybe yours is not being consistent with protein. Maybe yours is your self-negative talk that you have. Like, insert whatever your thing is. Imagine shifting, making a plan, and then executing the shit out of it and feeling damn proud that you stuck to that shit. Imagine that. Imagine how much dopamine that you're going to get from that. Imagine how that's going to feel. Imagine what that would be like. Right? Right here, I am feeling pretty proud that I made it the entire week without eating out. This is simple for some, but I usually get lunch out 2 days a week, at least, at minimum 2. So that's 2, and dinners a handful of times. So almost 7 times a week, minimally, she is eating out a week. And she went from that to just executing her plan. And I'll tell you what, that dopamine that she got from being proud of herself is going to propel into this week and the next week and then the next week. And that's how this works. It's not from the next fad diet that you choose, not from slashing your carbs, not from, hitting a bunch of PRs at the gym. This is the shit. Making yourself proud, sticking to your plan, saying I'm going to do something and then you fucking do it. That shit is dopamine. That's what you should be aiming for. So in the show notes, you guys, you could join in getting ruthlessly consistent. I think I have 5 or 6 ladies already up in there. So getting ruthlessly consistent is all about showing up for yourself. Is this right here. Saying, I'm proud that I did this and this is what I did and I executed that and I stuck to it and I told myself I'm going to do something and I followed through. I finished for myself. That is what we are doing in getting ruthlessly consistent for the month of May. You can get in there today. Every single day, I'm going to have a little drop on how and why we have the behaviors that we do and how to start shifting out of those behaviors. Why do we self-sabotage? Why are we this way? Why do I continuously fall into this pattern? We're going to be talking about it every day for 31 days in the month of May. I really, really hope that you join us. I do. So on that note, you guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your Monday. I think my dog finally tired himself out. He's now sleeping and sunbathing and snuggling with his bone. So hopefully that wasn't too annoying for you guys. So click the link in the show notes. Hop in. We are starting on, I think it's Thursday is May 1st. I don't even know. Is that terrible? Yeah, Thursday is May 1st. So you have through then to hop in. And I look forward to seeing you in. Have a great rest of your day.